Hello everyone, welcome to Code with Cougar. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the important methods and concepts regarding the tuples in Python. So basically, tuple is a collection type like list where we can store or reference a collection of different items with a single name or variable. So it's basically like list in Python with the difference that lists are immutable in Python. Lists can be changed, whereas the tuples are immutable in Python. So suppose we have a list called L. Lists are created by using square bracket 1, 2, 3, print L. So it prints our list. Good. So if we want to change our list, we can bring changes to our list. Suppose we want to change the second index and set it to 100. So the changes will be reflected to our main object or reference variable. If we print our object here, the changes will be reflected. Let's save our file. We can see that the changes are reflected. This is not the case with tuples. Suppose if we have a tuple, t equal to, tuples are created using the parentheses and the items are separated by commas, 1, 2, 3. This is our tuple, print t, so it will print our tuple. Good. So if we want to bring changes to our tuple t of suppose 2 equal to 100, it will not work since tuples are immutable and we get a type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. So this was the basic concept about the immutability of tuples. That's the main difference between tuple and list. We can create a tuple by only separating the items with a comma and not providing the parentheses. So either way is fine. Suppose we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a tuple, and if we say t1 equal to inside parentheses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also a tuple. So these are the two ways or different ways we can create a tuple object. The next concept is that if we want to create a tuple with one single t equal to one single element, say 2. So this is not a tuple. T is equal to 2 means that t is an integer. If we print t here, so let's delete all these and save. T is an integer. T is not a tuple. If we print type of t, sorry, type of t, save, we can see that t is an integer. In order to create a tuple with a single value, we give the value inside the parentheses and we provide an extra or tailing comma at the end. So right now it says that t is a tuple, not a string. T is a tuple type. Or if we want to create t1 equal to 3, right now the type of t1 is an integer. If we want to print a tuple with single value without parentheses, we can provide a comma at the end of the single value. If we print the type of t1, so and we print the t1 itself, t1, it should be printed as a tuple, not as integer t. We can see that it is a tuple and its type is also a tuple. So this was another important concept about the tuple that you should know. The next concept, next method we're going to talk about is the len function that is going to return the size or the length of a tuple. Suppose we have a tuple t equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we want to know how many elements are in our tuple, we can use the len function. So it will basically return the length of or the size of our tuple. Then we have the max and min function. Let's comment out this line of code. print max. If you want to return the maximum value or the minimum value or the minimum or maximum data in our tuple, we can use the max function. So let's print max of t. So it should print the maximum value in our tuple, which is 5. And if we print min of phi or min of t or minimum of t, it should print the smallest value in our tuple, which is 1. Let's comment out this 2 line of code. The next method, which is very important, is the tuple method itself, which convert or casts an object to tuple. Suppose we have a list object L equal to say 3, 4, 5. So L is a list. Since we create a list with a square bracket, if we print type of L is a list. Yep. In order to cast or change an object of other type to a tuple, we use the tuple method and pass the object to a tuple. Suppose we create T3 equal to a tuple of L. So it basically takes an object and convert it to a tuple. Print L, it will print this as in the form of list, and if we print T3, it should print it in the form of tuple, since a T3 is a tuple, no longer a list. So this was the conversion method in for casting. So in order to concatenate or join or glue up 2 or more tuples together, we can use the plus sign. Suppose we have T and T2, 2 tuples, 33, 44, 55, and we want to convert it or we want to glue it together or concatenate these 2 tuple or more tuples, we use the plus sign. Let's T3 equal to T plus T2, and let's print T3. We can see that both tuples are concatenated and returned as a single tuple. In order to reverse a tuple, suppose we want to print this tuple in a reverse order, we can use the slicing, tuple slicing, or same as list slicing. We can give the starting position, we can leave it empty, and the next position also empty, and we pass -1 here. So it basically reverse a tuple, a list, or a dictionary we have. If we print that, we can see that our tuple is printed in reverse order. So the next method is the count method. In tuples, the count method basically returns the number of times a specific value occurs in a tuple. Suppose we have some more items or elements in our tuple: 4, 3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 4, and 5. And if you want to count how many times the value 5 occurs in our tuple, we can use the count method, and we pass the item or element that we want to count. It says that 5 is 4 times in our tuple, and if you want to count the number of 2's in our tuple, it says 2 is occurring only once in the tuple. Then there is an index method with tuples. It basically searches the tuple for a specific value and returns the position of where it was found. Suppose we want to search for print t.index of 2. So basically it searches the tuple, and once it found the 2, it will return the index position of the item. Since 2 is located in index 1, 1 is at index 0, 2 is at index 1, it returns the index of the location of the item we passed to the index function. That was the some of the basic concepts and method about tuples. Hope you learned something from this video. I appreciate watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to Code with Cougar for future videos. And if you guys have any questions or suggestions, please do not hesitate to provide your questions and feedbacks in the comment section. And see you guys in the next video.